before we begin, I'm going to remind you, so last time I was on this stage, it took you guys 5 minutes to applause, so you can die in your mind. Give me more time. I have a lot to go over today. First, let's talk about resort. So I'm just going to give you a quick update. There's going to be something better than that, much better than that in the back of the presentation. So, so Resort 3.0, we released that last September. And guess how we're doing right now? We believe that it was the fastest adoption ever. Fast adoption. What does that mean? So I heard, I'm just going to share a story with you. I heard there was a freshman English class right after the joint collection we had right here, that all of the students in that class were on their computers using Western Resort. And the teacher couldn't even control the class. And this is how impressive that was. We also have the highest success rate ever in the history of Resort. Okay? We have a 96% of success rate among those who use it for the first time. That is without the help of our support team. But what about the 4%? Well, Resort was built in a way that it proactively tracks who's having trouble with using Resort. So we literally got a list of people who can do their stuff correctly. Okay? Watching it. And our amazing team was able to take the number up to 99%. So 99% of people who are using Resort 3.0 are successful. And we'll get to 1% later. Now, we also released a new feature. We call it beta at the point when we release it. It's called Resort Refresh. Basically, what that means is that it will automatically changes your schedule, add new events to your schedule, depending on any incidents, like snow day, which we'll probably never have one. Snow day, you remember this presentation. Basically, all of your events will disappear if it is a snow day. We actually did push for Resort Refresh since we released Resort 3.0. So I'm not sure if you noticed that, but we sort of changed one of the collections to what we call Special Joint Collection, and it was in the theater. So we do these little changes to make your lives much better. Okay. Now, today is a big day for us. We are hitting a milestone. There have been 500,000 events created with Resort since its first generation. And I want to take this moment to thank all of you who have used it, and most importantly, those who have worked on it. So would you mind please stand up to be recognized?
Yeah, Rhea.
Yes, the rest are too shy. And that's a quick update on Western Resort. And of course, the Resort 3.0 is already available for you to use your semester 2 schedule. As long as you're sure that that will be your schedule. Next thing. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Oh my God. A sneak peek of what we've been working on for the past several months. And here it is. So what is it? As you've probably seen in the review video, it is a solution we designed for the weekend program. Before we actually begin going into the details of the features, why did we name this after Polaris? It turns out that this is a North Star. For over centuries, it has been providing guidance to travelers around the world to tell them where the North is. And we want Polaris to be the North Star of the weekend program. I want to remind you, okay? So if you want to go on a trip on the weekend, what do you do first? Yes. The first thing you do is sign up. Okay. So here's a screenshot of my roommate's phone. He literally set 5 alarms to remind himself that weekend trips are coming out. I gotta go. And after that, what you would do is that you would keep doing this, refreshing your mailbox, see if there's an email from Max that sends you the link to sign up Genius. You get really excited. You're waiting for that email. Say, Max, Raspberry. Okay? After that, when you actually get that email, you tap on the link, and that redirects you to this website. You say, hooray! I actually get into the website! You get so excited until you start scrolling down.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Facts.
Until you start scrolling down. You see, all slots are filled. And you get even heartbroken if you keep scrolling. It gets a little bit competitive after you start scrolling one page or another. And when you want to find a trip that's, let's say, on Sunday, you have to scroll through all of the name lists until you get to the very last page. Okay, that's not what we think that we should do. Okay, so what, you might ask the question, what about Polaris? What would we do? Now the first thing is that we show this amazing login page. If you click on it, most of you would just go through. You don't even have to enter your password because all of the authentication process is being handled by Google. We don't even need your password. It's all done.
Wait, that's...
And have you ever thought about, like, our page looks even better. Like the login page looks much better than their sign-up page. Okay, so when you log in, what will you do? You see all of the trips. That's it. If you want to go into details, you can click on the 3 buttons on the right. But what about sign up? You just click on those buttons on the left. Wait. It's that simple. What if I decided not to go to WoW? Tap on the trash can. That's what you do. I don't understand. Now, we've made these buttons very interactive and very inclusive. We call it inclusive design. So start with a plus sign. That means the trip is available for you to sign up. And this exclamation mark, you will be added to the waitlist. We're talking about later. And this is a sign that tells you, well, there is no trip. Unfortunately, there's no spot available for you. You're out. And what about this infinity sign? That means that this trip has a limited spot. So, like scavenger hunt, there can be as many people sign up as you want. Okay. And we also designed two nice little indicators that tells you the details of the trip. So the dollar sign means that you need to bring your money, probably to Wawa or Target, all the trips. On the right side, you will see this very clever C. That means that the trip will be a community weekend event. All of them will be on the top right corner of each trip. But what if I want to see? What if I really want to see who's on the trip? You see the three dots? Let's say I want to take a look at the detailed name of the target. And here's what you do. You click on it, and you see all of the details. Who's on the trip? Who's on the wait list? And it also looks great, not only on your mobile device, but also on every single PC and Mac. We use a technology that's really advanced. It's called responsive web design that intelligently adapts to different screen sizes so that it works great on any screen. Now with the bigger screen, we add more details, like the maps on the right. We even show directions to the place where to go. And we truly made this system universal. So everyone who has a screen on their device can use it. Now, there's another feature we want to talk about. It's called Alchemy. What is Alchemy? It's a system that ensures the fairness of the system. Okay. So the first rule is no conflicts. It prevents a person from signing up for two conflicting trips that has the same. And the second thing is no early access. That's pretty straightforward. No one can get into our system before the trips are published. They're secured. Now, after you sign up, what do you do next? What do you do next? You go check in at Central. Now, about check-in, I want to give you a requiem of signing in at West Ham. You know, you do it everywhere. So you wait for the class officer to take out that board and cross your name off. You point your little finger and sign me in, sign me in. And that applies to the weekend program as well. So this picture was taken somewhere last year, around October, where there was a KLP trip. I'm not sure if you can see clearly, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit to what Teacher Steve is working on. He's actually writing a list of people and putting check marks next to them. And it literally took him like 10 minutes to make sure that all of the 40 people are accounted for. Now, for a smaller trip, what you do is that you get this van sign-off form. Okay? Every faculty crew member would have to use this. So you first circle the weekend, you put in the dates, and driver name, the destination name, and van number. And then you would put this form somewhere on the desk in Central and wait for people to sign up. And what we are seeing is that if we do this, those of you who are not signed up can still go on the trip without even signing up. And we want this to be more streamlined. We don't want people fighting for a pencil to get their names on this sheet. And after this, one of the students on the trip will take this sheet to the upper school office. And here's the distance from Central to upper school office. And if you make it a round trip, 21 miles.
Worked out today.
And if we count all of the trips on a weekend, how much distance is it?
Oh, 1.5 miles.
1.5 miles. What about Polaris?
Zero.
What Polaris does is much better. So the first thing is that we guarantee that every single trip will have a wait list. Every trip. And even better, we added a feature called automatic standby upgrade. So if you are actually on the standby list, when there is a spot that becomes available, you will be automatically upgraded. How will this work for a duty crew member who will be taking those trips? It's that easy. You go on a website, and you will see a similar kind of design, plus the plus sign. No point there. So what if I wanted to check this person in? I just click on it. And I can even add those who are on the standby list. That simple. And for those who are sitting in the front, you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to fight for a pen or pencil. Or an eraser if you want to erase someone else's name. Now, the third one is when you are en route. Okay, before we talk about the actual feature, I'm going to go in a concept called Ajax. It's not the dish cleaner, not that one. But Ajax is a very advanced technology that's been used by large corporations, and it guarantees refreshing your web pages without interrupting you. So you don't have to reload your page. All of the data on Resort is real time. It updates itself. So what you will see is that when someone added a trip, let's say we add a new trip, we add a Starbucks trip. If you're on this page, you don't have to refresh it. It just adds itself automatically. And we even designed an amazing portal for admins. That means the weekend coordinators and the weekend DAs. So they will be able to see real-time status of who's on the trip and how many people is on the trip, and even abandon them. And for we also added a creator feature where you can simply create trips. And that adds a level of spontaneity to this system. So if you want a new trip, you just tell the DA and they can add it by themselves. That's simple. And it will automatically sync to everyone's device. And we also designed a truly impressive version for duty crew members, where you have 4 buttons. You can check people in, set the return time, and I'm going to use this 3rd button for last, and then stop the trip. Now, before we end, there is one more thing. Actually, 2 more things. Okay. So, first one is navigation. We're adding navigation to all of those trips off campus. So that means that duty crew members can simply, with a click of a button, and get directions. Now, second thing is Resort. What does that do?
Throwback.
We're integrating Polaris with Westtown Resort.
So you have
What does that mean? When you sign up for a trip, let's say I want to go, I don't know, Wawa, and you get. And you even get notifications. So Polaris, when will it be available? It will be available this early February. And we're working really hard with the tech office and the deans and the weekend coordinators for this system life. And before we end, I want to say thank you to those of you who have helped me and worked with me on this project. We are a team. I'm not an individual. I work with a team. And I want you to stand up to be recognized if you work on this project.
Yeah.
Graduated, Maddie Roberts, Miguel Montoya, and Elliot Kim, as well as Eric Kim, who's
Megan.
not with here. And that is Polaris. Thank you.